What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about HyperLiquid today, Hype USD. Hit that like button, subscribe, and thank you all for being here. It is the 21st day of May. And here we are, sitting at about $59 with roughly 3 days and 10 hours left in this week here. I know it says 11 hours, but it's closer to 10 hours. Thank you all for being here. Let's get into it. Okay, we're up 29% this week. Looking at Hype here on Bybit, we're looking at this first. It's the perps, it's not the spot price. We're looking at this first because it does have the all-time history, and I think it's important to kind of take into consideration here. You are pressing new all-time highs. We haven't achieved it yet, but you are right there, man. When we look at this, I mean, on the 1 hour time frame, we're going to come right back out to the weekly time frame. But you look at this here, you've seen a little dilly-dally here. Sure, you found a little bit of initial resistance, probably some selling pressure and a lack of buying pressure just on principle alone, right? You don't buy at that resistance point, but hey, man, it looks like you want to push higher. It looks like you want to push higher, and not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but there's a type of trader that's classified as a breakout trader that literally only trades in moments like this where you're about to break out to new all-time highs. I mean, what better time to go long than whenever you're literally breaking out to new all-time highs? You think that you've dropped all this way from a high to a low? Do you think you dropped all this way 65.6% just so you could stop an inch above your all-time highs? I mean, maybe. And this is why we're going to look at the volume using some other charts, but the volume is increasing. It's not stupendous like it was at the lows. Oh, a lot of buying pressure, right? Like it was here at the lows, but it's still pretty good. It's still pretty good volume. It's above average. It's definitely above average volume. So seeing this here, and we've got more time left in this week. We got 3 days left, so 3.5 days basically at that. So definitely exciting to see this. I would not be surprised if by the end of this endeavor, Hype was at new all-time highs again. We talked about that earlier before this week really got underway. Somebody in my live stream was asking me what I thought about Hype, and I was like, dude, you look like you want to go to new all-time highs. You really do. I mean, the structure here, Hype's doing something very interesting, man. Bitcoin is in a bear market, but HyperLiquid's not in a bear market. It's clearly not in a bear market. Okay, that doesn't mean that you have to go all the way up to touch this line. I'm sure there are a lot of people who are saying, oh, we're going to go all the way up to $100. Psychological resistance. It's at this trend line. It kind of makes sense, but you could find resistance at lower areas. You know, again, you're in this blue sky breakout territory. Anything's possible. You don't have to go all the way up to touch that trend line, but let's actually draw a straight trend line there and just see what might come of that. In fact, let's draw a channel and see if you're respecting this channel at all. Where are we? Fib channel. There you are. This is not. Oh, what the heck, man? Okay, there we go. There we go. Something like that. Yes. More or less. I would say something maybe more like that. Yeah, that's pretty well respected. That middle line's forming resistance. You're showing support here at this line, support here at this line. Looks pretty good. You're at a point where you might find resistance right here. As Crypto Face would say, this spider line here. I think that would be a spider line, right? From these points of resistance here. It's like $64. So you might find a little bit of resistance there, but you look good, man. You definitely look good, and I would very much expect that you want to see higher highs, like higher new all-time highs. And with that, I think you would see new all-time highs, wouldn't you? So $64, maybe you see a little bit of volatility there, whatever, but I would expect that you do continue higher. Let's look at the short-term stuff. Enough of this. I just wanted to kind of get my bearings straight. Weekly RSIs, phenomenal, stochastics, MACD. It's all bullish. It's all superb. It's the best. This is... You want an RSI that looks like this if you're holding an asset. You want a stochastics that looks like this if you're holding the asset. You want your MACD to be crossing above the zero, building bullish momentum like this if you're holding something like this. It's written in a story. I could not write a story that would be better than this, man. This is literally perfect. It's real life, and yet at the same time, it's hard to believe that it's actually happening, especially in the context of Bitcoin being in a bear market. I mean, hell, Bitcoin's even down today, and you're still pumping. But the markets must be in a gambling mood. HyperLiquid's seeing some upside volatility. Look at the 1 hour time frame here. There is a little bit of bearish divergence. Okay, that is kind of concerning, actually. Not gonna lie. You're building you're building volume here, and you are building bullish momentum, which is nice. But that bearish divergence, that's 1, 2. This could be a third drive of bearish divergence. Yeah. You might see some type of pump that takes you up to this $64, $66 area. It might, if it is the top of a move that's you're up 30% this week. I would expect that the top is not like this, right? You don't stop like this and then come down. You're likely going to see a wick. You're likely going to see a nice big wick. I mean, here, this is not the top that I would have expected, but hey, boom, you did that there. You found a little bit of resistance or a little bit of bearish divergence there as well. Let's see. Something more. I mean, you don't really have any big wicks, do you? This is not giving big wick energy. Let's see here. I mean, maybe not. You know, this one, it doesn't really look like it likes to do that, but still, nonetheless, don't be surprised if we do get some kind of monkey pump because we'd be at new all-time highs. That would take you to 64 bucks. Let's actually look at this here and see. We take this high to low here. The 2618 is at 60 bucks. The money zone is at 64.8 to 62.6 bucks. I doubt we get above 65. We'd likely see some type of a movement up here in this area, maybe only at 60, maybe up to 65 bucks, somewhere in that area, but I doubt we get above there. And then likely we will work our way back down probably to that $50 area, maybe just above $50, maybe just below, but something around $50 if I really had to guess, because that's where your divergence started, was right down here at this golden ratio. That's the 1618 golden ratio extension. You'd probably pull back and find resistance there, or support there if I had to guess. I mean, you look good. You definitely look like you want to push a little bit higher, but nothing too crazy, right? I mean, it's not nothing though, right? 60 bucks from here, that's 2%. That's not bad. 65 bucks from here, just under 65 bucks. That's nearly 10%. You've got some solid price action to carry on here, a little bit higher. The MACD is showing some bearish divergence too. You had a false cross down, which is nice, but you do have some bearish divergence across all these indicators. The 4-hour time frame, you've been green on the MACD for quite a solid bit. That doesn't mean that you have to turn red, right? But like here, you were red for a solid bit, so we turned green. Here, you were red for a solid bit, we turned green. Here, you were green for a solid bit, we turned red. You don't stay green forever, right? And this has been a pretty long time that you've stayed green. You could stay green for longer. It doesn't have to end right now. This is more of a superstition than it is actual technical analysis, but still, in a sense, I'm saying you're overdue for some type of correction. And clearly, looking at the price, I don't think that's a hard jump right there. Looking at this from the stochastics, you look bullish. RSI looks bullish. The MACD does look bullish overall. The 4-hour is not done here. And I would expect if and when you hit this level for resistance, you're probably not just going to dump down like this, right? I don't think it's going to be like this. I would expect it's going to be something, I mean, maybe you dump down initially a little bit, but it'll probably be some kind of consolidation phase that later tapers off, and then you break down, right? The big move will happen to the downside maybe next week, not this week. Daily time frame here, overbought, looking good on the RSI. Stochastics look good. The MACD looks good. I mean, everything about this is exceptional, to say the least. I don't have any problems with this. I have no problems with this at all. I mean, it looks superb. It looks phenomenal. We take this from a high to a low. That's your first kind of initial pivot here. The reason I'm taking that high to low is because, again, from this downward sloping trend, that's my little baby, from this downward sloping trend, you broke out. This is your first kind of initial pivot into this movement up here. I think that this will be regarded, and it has been. You found resistance at your 1272, at your 141, you disregarded the 1618, but you found support at various other fib levels. Trust when I tell you, it's uncommon to get above. Oh wait, this is different. This is different than what I thought it was. It's uncommon to get above this area in your first swing. I mean, hell, with that, maybe you do run up to 82 to 90 bucks. I think I was looking at this fib, wasn't I? I must have been looking at this fib. No. What fib was I looking at? Huh. Was it this one? Had to have been something. Maybe it was this high to this low. I mean, sure, this one is going to be respected as well because this is your overall range before you broke out. And I wouldn't be surprised if you stopped at that 60. I stand by it. You probably do find resistance there, but maybe you don't go down to 50 bucks, man. Maybe you. I mean, at the end of the day, there's no reason why this move could not persist to $82 to $90 or even higher. There's no reason why. But I honestly doubt that you would get above $90.50. I doubt that you'd get above there. There's no reason why, maybe you find a little bit of turbulence, a little bit of resistance between now and next week, but there's no reason why between now and the end of June that you couldn't see an $82 to $90 price. I wouldn't be surprised at all if you did. Well, that's cool. I'm glad that we did that. I think I was on the 4-hour. I thought we were on the daily. I got it confused, twisted. But still, just because this zone here is there, just because we're at $82 to $90, that doesn't mean that you have to go up this high. This is what I call the money zone. You don't have to go up this high. It's called the money zone not because it's reliable. It's because it's really difficult to achieve. It's really difficult to achieve. You look like you want to go there, but it's called the money zone because if you ever get up here like clockwork, it's flawless. That's typically the high point. And even more so if you're finding a significant extension like this one here. It's a very significant extension. So it's completely possible that we stop at 64. It's completely possible we stop at 74. It's completely possible that we come all the way up here, but I highly doubt that we see anything above there without seeing some serious correction beforehand. All right. We can get up here. It can be a straight shot, but with the analysis that I've given, I wouldn't be surprised if we found support around the $64 area. Hell, we broke it through the 200, the 1886 here. The next fib level is the $64 area, which from our most recent consolidation phase here that we're breaking out of, that lines up with this money zone. And this is where I got caught up. This is where I got hung up here from a high to a low. That money zone there is at 62 to 64 bucks. It makes a lot of sense, in my opinion, that we find resistance there. Just because it makes sense to me doesn't mean it has to actually happen, doesn't mean that it works. It can make sense and still not be a valid prediction. Okay, I've been wrong before, I'll be wrong again, but so far right now we're at $59.45. I believe this move pushes higher to somewhere around $62 to $65. And we probably correct a little bit there. But I do think that we push higher to that $80 to $90 zone. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all. Take care. Bye-bye.